What's up, YouTube? Knight's Edge here, doing another rambling knife review where you sit there and listen to me ramble on about knives. Hopefully you like it and want some more of it, because I got a lot more knives to ramble on about. Anyway, this today is the Kunwu Padre. This is an excellent knife. I've enjoyed every minute of having this knife in my pocket, using it. Great knife. We're going to talk all about it. Kunwu is a Chinese company. They do all their they do all their work in house, as far as I know. Great company. From what I've heard, I've never handled another Kunwu knife, but from what I've seen and what I've heard, all their other models have been pretty good too. And from what I can tell by using this, they definitely heat treat their Vanex the right way, which is an important little detail we'll talk about. We'll go ahead and jump into measurements, specs, and all that. Get that out of the way. Kunwu Padre coming in. Straighten it out a little bit there. Coming in right at a little over 3 inches, 3 1/16 maybe. Cutting edge, blade length 3.5. Yeah, that's a little under 3.5, maybe 3.34, something like that. 3 3/8, right around that for blade length. Overall length from tip all the way to the end of the handle, right at 8 inches on the dot. Do blade stock thickness. Break out the calipers here. Thickest part, 140 thousandths, so it's fairly thick, but it's got a nice hollow grind, tapers down to a good edge. All the way at the edge, almost at the edge anyway. 28 thousandths, so it definitely tapers down to a nice thin grind at the end. It's almost a full flat, but when you get, it's a hollow, so it tapers down from up here, but it's very reminiscent. If you take away that part, it would almost be a full flat, I would say. Beveling up here is really nice. Just everything about the blade, the way that it's beveled and ground is really good. Go ahead and do size comparisons. Spyderco Paramilitary 2. Let's see right there, it's right at Paramilitary 2 size. Less cutting edge, thanks to that super generous finger choil right there. And let's see, where's the Para 3 at? There it is. Spyderco Para 3. Definitely a lot bigger than the Para 3. This isn't by any means a small, dainty little knife to carry in the pocket. That is the Demco 8020.5. It's larger than that, as you can see. Microtech stitch. Stitch has got it beat with total handle length, total overall length, but one similarity, I mean, there's obviously a lot of differences, but one similarity with the stitch, and one thing I do love about the Padre, is that generous finger choil right there. You can really choke up on it whenever you're cutting. You can also grab it, back here. It's comfortable just like that. But choking up on it to make cuts, draw cuts, it'll pinch cut, like Tri-State likes to do, a little pinch cut. Great little cutter, great for breaking down boxes, for doing a lot of stuff, a lot of general EDC tasks. So, alright, we did that. Did the calipers already. Go ahead and get a weight on this thing. I'm wanting to say it was, it's a little heavier than I thought. 5.2 ounces is what I got on the scale. Yeah, so it's a little on the heavier side, ounce to inch wise, but not, I mean, I don't really mind carrying I don't really mind carrying a 5.2 ounce knife. It's not the end of the world. It's a lot lighter than some knives. Let's see what else. We got the pocket check on it. Let's see how this thing carries. It's got a fairly deep carry clip. Nice, beautiful milled clip. So slip it in your pocket. You're still going to have some sticking out, the little lanyard hole in the end of the handle there. But that really doesn't bother me. I mean, it might bother some people. As far as like billboarding, advertising and stuff on this, the pivot does have a logo on it. And the pocket clip has got the Kunwu logo. But one thing I like about it is there's no billboarding on the blade. You don't see like Kunwu or Padre written in huge print right there. It does have it right here where it says Padre, Vanex steel. But other than that, there's not really a lot of billboarding or advertisement as it comes to the knife. Means of deployment on this thing, front flipper. I am terrible at front flipping, but with this thing, you can do it all day long. I mean, you can use your thumb flip it, come around from the back side, do it like that, which for me, that's always hard to do on a knife, but middle finger flip it all day, slow roll it all day. Pretty fidgety knife, especially for something so large. Vanex still on the blade. Vanex is a very high, to my knowledge, a very high nitrogen based steel. I'm not Larry Thomas by any means. I don't have a degree in metallurgy, but Vanex is extremely corrosive resistance. I have had this knife in a corrosive environment, carried it around, cut with it, and used it at the house, at work. It's a great knife for that. It hasn't developed any rust at all on it. This one in particular has got a stone wash finish on it on the blade, but the edge retention on this thing, it just slices and slices and slices. I think they heat treat their Vanex really well. Diamond textured titanium. Feels really nice. It's not too sharp. On the pivot, you're looking at I think that's a Timascus pivot collar. Beautiful stone wash on the blade. Very unique blade shape. A lot of people are comparing it to the Rotten Evo. It does have some similarities, but one major difference is this is quite a few $100s less than the Rotten Evo. And Kunwu is not really like a knockoff company. This isn't what I'd call a clone by any means. There are enough differences, I'd say, to not call it a clone. But that's just my opinion on it. Whoop. Frame lock. Lock bar screw there. Good lockup, good solid lockup. Very great action. Get past that second detent. Falls shut pretty good. Not quite as good as the Quiet Carry 9, but pretty good action. I said I don't front flip knives too often. Most of the knives that are in my collection that I've handled, I like to deploy it with the middle finger flick, with the finger, with the I guess you'd call it the spidey hole on, a lot of knives, but It's just a joy to deploy it no matter how you do it. Good acoustics too, if you listen to it. Super great ergonomics on this thing. The titanium, like I said before, the diamond texturing on the titanium, it's not rough, it's not scratchy. You can choke up really well on it. Get in there for some good cuts. It's got a lot of belly on it. Good for making like chopping cuts, like if you're doing food prep with it. Van X, great steel for that too. Let's go ahead and do a hardware check on it before I forget. You got let's see, here's a T6 here. T6 is gonna be too small. So, show you guys. This is a T8. Do a hardware check with that. Yeah, so body screws are T8. Hardware check on the pivot. Pivot's a T8. And let's say pocket clip. Pocket clip's a T8. So whenever you're taking this thing apart, you really are gonna enjoy being able to use only one bit. That helps a lot whenever you're doing like taking it apart and stuff. I took it apart and cleaned it the other day. It's really easy to take apart and put back together, even for me. This is a T6, and I think that's what this is. Or no, is that a T8? Yeah, it's a T8. This is a T6. That lock bar screw's a T6. But when I took it apart, I didn't even need to like mess with that really. So T8 screws, T8 bits. That's really good whenever you're taking stuff apart, putting it back together, because T6 tends to strip a lot. So that larger bit size really helps out. I can't think of anything else to say about it. I mean, it's a great knife. Kind of heavy in the pocket. If we're talking about downsides of this knife, the pocket clip's great and everything, but taking it in and out, there's no part underneath the clip that's smoothed out or anything. But if you take it in and out of your pants a lot, you're gonna end up scuffing your pants up right at that part. Not like a huge deal, but it is a thing. It weighs 5.2 ounces. So for people that's an issue for, I mean, I wouldn't wear it with a pair of jogging shorts or anything like that. It does have some presence to it in the pocket. That's about the only negatives I can think of for this knife. It's a great, wonderful knife. I would highly recommend it. Kunwu does pre-orders. I don't know if they're open right now. They might be sold out. I'll link them in the description. But if you do order a knife from Kunwu, they ship straight from China, so it took about 3.5 weeks for me to get this one, which is a lot longer than we're used to with a lot of other companies, like especially if you're buying from DLT Trading or something like that. But it will get to you eventually. Great knife, good cutter. Can't say enough good about this knife. The Kunwu Padre. So that's about it for today. Like the video if you like it. If you want more rambling content, subscribe if you like the channel, if you want to support the channel. Thank you for watching the video, and hope to see you guys on the next one.